easy to leave it there. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. This week for episode 144, we're reviewing You Were Never Really Here. You Were Never Really Here was directed and written by Lynn Ramsey based on the book You Were Never Really Here by Jonathan Ames. Cinematography is by Thomas Townend and edited by Joe Beanie, with music by Johnny Greenwood. Production companies were Film 4 Productions, British Film Institute, Why Not Productions, and Page 114. Distributed by Studio Canal in the United Kingdom, Amazon Studios in the United States, and SND Films in France, with release dates of May 27, 2017 at Cannes, November 8th, 2017 in France, March 9th, 2018 in the United Kingdom, and April 6th, 2018 in the United States, with a runtime of 90 minutes. Do we have a budget? I don't think we have a budget. Yeah, we don't have any budget, but it made a worldwide box office of $10.8 million based on the numbers. You Were Never Really Here has an 89% tomato meter with 288 reviews and a 64% audience score with 5,000 plus ratings, a Metacritic score of 84 and a Metacritic must-see by 41 critic reviews, and a 7.3 by 322 user scores. And finally, with a Reddit U poll mean of 7.56, the only people whose opinions matters on You Were Never Really Here are us, and you're going to get 10 minutes of spoiler-free starting now. Get into it, boys.
I couldn't find a budget.
That's fine.
So I thought it was so interesting that this was a female director. Like, I didn't expect that.
She was the writer and director, and I looked up a video, and apparently she'd been in the business for decades, but she's only directed 4 feature films, and all of them very heavily have to do with violence.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't see anything about this movie. This is not what I thought this movie was about, though.
I didn't know what it was about at all.
And let me tell you, Eric said we should really do a serious movie because we've been having too much fun.
This is honestly too serious.
A little too serious, dog. A little too serious.
I knew he what he kind of does,
God.
Didn't really know what he does. I didn't even know if he was a good or bad guy to start the movie.
I didn't either.
I assumed bad instantly.
I think that's spoilers. I think this movie benefits greatly from going in fucking blind. Just the blindest you could possibly be. I'm going to be real with you. Stop listening right now and go watch this movie. It's a quick one. It's 90 fucking minutes without
really
credits.
90.
It's like an hour 25.
Yeah.
It's not even...
There's no end credit scene. You're not going to sit through the credits. Like, you're going to fucking turn that bitch off and walk away and go take a bath or something, try to cool down a little bit. Like,
even the first 2 minutes is like intro credits and a dark screen.
Yeah.
Like, this movie's like an hour and 20 minutes.
It's crazy. It is a super impactful hour and 20 minutes, though.
But she did that movie. I didn't know, something about Kevin is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's something wrong with Kevin is
Kevin
what
Hart?
it's called. No. Ain't no
With
Kevin
Ezra
Hart
Miller.
here. Yeah, it has Ezra Miller in it. Oh, that was oh, wow. So she's done Ratcatcher. Never heard of it. Movern Kellar. Never heard of it. We need to talk about Kevin, which I haven't seen, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I would like to watch that one day.
I mean, at this point, we should have just done a double feature of we need to talk about Kevin in this, and we could just be like, I'm in a bad headspace.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about myself.
My brain is toxic right now.
Yeah.
So, it's funny. I mean, it's just hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it because, it's so quick. So,
yeah.
everything you talk about is the movie. There's not much setup. I think it's interesting the way they go about telling the story, especially through a chaotic perspective.
Boy, that's putting it lightly chaotic.
We've watched some pretty weird things, and and I love weird. I love my fucking foreign films.
Yeah, but this is a bunch of white people weird though.
But this is different. I'm not gonna lie.
The reason I vaguely knew about it, but I didn't know what the whole premise was. But I knew, I was like, okay, this is giving me, and from the little I know, it's gonna be the Korean thriller type stuff we've seen. So that's why I was like, okay, I can see that being in Eric's lane. So that's why I'll be like, hey, let's watch this movie. And it is, but it isn't at the same time.
Yeah.
The what is the Devil
I Saw
Within
the
or
Devil.
something like that?
Yeah, I saw the Devil.
That's the movie. I thought it was gonna be close to that, but it is
Bro,
what it isn't.
It was closer to Old Boy than it was I Saw the Devil.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no way I thought that's how the story was going.
me either. I didn't.
Like,
I didn't even read a synopsis or nothing,
Yeah,
dude. I
me
just turned
either.
it on.
And
the
even
only,
when it unfolded, I had to I was like going back, and I was like,
dude,
am I missing? Like what?
we're gonna
Huh?
get into it in 6 minutes. I watched the same scene 4 fucking times
Dude,
because I was like, I
On 3 separate
cannot.
occasions.
Yeah.
I thought I missed something.
Yeah. Well, Nick came down the stairs at one
Yeah.
point, and that's why I had to rewatch it. And then at one point, I couldn't hear what they were saying. I had to turn on fucking subtitles. I had
Bro,
headphones in.
The mixer, the mix of this movie was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
No, but it's on purpose. It's on purpose. We're gonna get into it.
Fucking shot.
It's on purpose, bro. I'm telling you. And it ain't no on purpose like fucking old bullshit washed up wannabe fucking what's his name? Batman
Whoa.
director.
Yeah, this ain't Dunkirk.
No,
This ain't
yeah.
Tenet.
No, yeah. It ain't no Dunkirk. Dunkirk was bad because nobody said no to that man. This movie was very meticulous in everything it did. So if the mixing was bad, that's where they cut the cost. That's
Well,
where
what is
like
it
we
like-
got to spend a little less on a mixer. I'll have my cousin do it. You know what I'm saying?
It was like 45 minutes into the movie, and they made it even harder to understand, though.
Yeah.
Like, this dude might as well have been, I can't think of his name,
schizophrenic?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he might as well have been Tom Hardy.
Mumbling the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They expect
It's
a
always-
child in the Rubble Brothers.
Anytime I see a Joaquin Phoenix stuff, especially like this role, like Joker and stuff like that, it always makes me think because like I know his childhood's messed up, and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's just he plays it a little too straight, too real, and I'm like, this man is scarred.
Bro, like
I've only ever seen
the Gladiator.
the Joker. I guess yeah, he was on the Gladiator.
That was
He's
like
cycling that too.
yeah, but that was one of his most normal roles from what I've seen of him.
yeah,
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
normal in that one.
He doesn't even play Johnny Cash straight.
No, he
Like-
doesn't. Yeah. Johnny Cash was probably like, am I that dark? I didn't think I was that dark, guys.
Yeah.
But like watching this movie, you get a sense for why he's the Joker.
He's a Joker, baby.
He is the Joker, baby. Yeah.
I mean,
he
you
put a
always
bag
hear
over his
about-
head and went, I'm the Joker, baby. Say it,
you
Eric.
always
Go
hear
ahead.
about like he's super method, right? And he's just like a dick on set, basically. I get it. After this one, I'm
Yeah,
like,
it makes sense when you see him in something like this because you're like, that's not even Joaquin Phoenix at that point. That's a different man.
it's not.
He's living
You
the
have to
life
go
of
in
a
such
different
a-
man.
You gotta go in such a headspace to play a role
It's
like
Joe.
Yeah, he
He
is
is
Joe
Joe.
through and through, brother. But he's amazing in it. I think the writing is amazing in this movie. I think, you know, if I'm gonna assume that the CIA is really out here doing some crazy shit, like this is probably how it would all go down. You know, like oh
Yeah.
man, this movie's crazy.
It's super realistic.
Like I'm not surprised
painfully.
the way things unfold, but
Mhm.
it's also just like this is the story you told. Like
I can't wait to hear you guys' ratings. To be
I
honest
think
with you.
it comes out of nowhere, man. You're like, okay, you're figuring out. You're like, all right, okay, I think I get what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, huh,
yeah.
And
okay.
I could be wrong, but this movie only has like 15 lines of dialogue, right?
I thought I only had 3, dude.
I don't think very many people talk at all. I was like trying to, because, you know, after I see these movies, I sit here and I try to think about what I want to talk about, like to try to just have an outline of discussion topics. And I was sitting here like, did anybody say anything or is it super forgettable and I just didn't remember the lines?
There's probably like 10 conversations in the movie.
That's it.
Like-
over the whole
Yeah.
hour and 28
Like, there's
minutes.
obviously like words, but like actual like, oh, I'm telling someone something and they're telling me something back.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen that often.
Very little dialogue.
And all like and the way they tell the story, it's like there's parts and even that is like just words.
yeah.
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 Like
Just a monologue.
It's so
yeah,
weird.
It's I mean there's some chaotic sequences, but it's like it's because the perspective of the character. So like it's very interesting. Like this is an interesting movie, like to put it lightly. Like it's and I guess too, like I mean, based on the movies that I know she's done, like you can tell like, oh okay, it's just her outlook on the way she does things like violence is very interesting.
Yeah. And it hurts. You feel every bit of it.
Yeah. and it feels more like real because it's not like an action sequence in a sense of like, oh, like this dude's not James Bond. You know what I mean? Like,
No, but
everything-
homie could be.
He could be.
He's almost
like,
too
when you
thick. But go ahead.
When you see action sequences like that in that movie, it's like either like one is like, oh, it's like, oh, look at this hero doing something, so it's not really like violence. Like, this feels like violence.
Yeah, even though he's the
Yeah.
good guy, he's committing acts of violence right now.
Yeah. Like, there's one scene I absolutely love, and it's you will get into it, but it's just like it's such a different perspective on how you like tell a story.
But also, it's not violence like a horror
You don't
movie
really
violence.
ever see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's off screen most of the time, which is nice. Because honestly, if I saw that, I'd be in a mood, dude. I'd be like, I don't like this.
Dead-eyed.
Yeah, there's nothing going on behind it.
Yeah, I mean, the most violent scene is, it's shot through a different like perspective,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting. But I think it actually makes it better
Yeah, I agree.
because like this thing doesn't do anything head on.
No.
There's one thing of violence that's head on. But we'll talk about that in 20 seconds.
It was a wild trip. That's all I could say, man.
'Cause-
It is a wild trip. It's a trip.
I would hate to watch this trip, and let me tell you, because I'd be having a bad trip is what I'd be having. Like,
For
I don't
sure.
like this. I don't like this. Make it stop, please. I don't want to be here. All right, with 3 seconds on the board, we need to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to whether or not we think people should see. Fucking, what is this called again? I forgot. Oh, you were never really here. 3, 2, 1.
Thumbs up.
Oh, dude,
Thumbs
for a
up.
second, I thought James was not gonna give it a thumbs up. I was scared. I was
Just
like,
be
oh no.
prepared.
I
Yeah.
had my hand like where it looked too much thumbs up, so I had like
Yeah, I think that's the most true sentiment. You just gotta be fucking ready, brother. Because if you come into this not ready, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, everybody. That was our review. That was our spoiler-free review of You Were Never Really Here. If you want to listen to our spoiler full thoughts, go ahead and click that button up there in the top right-hand corner. It'll take you to the beginning of the thing. Maybe I'll put in a time code so you can skip straight to spoilers, and I'll help the boys out. But yeah, other than that, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.